Good morning. This is from the Godly Play curriculum published by Church Publishing, and all materials are copyrighted. And this morning, this is the story of Saint Margaret of Scotland. And the church remembers her during the green and growing time of the church year after Pentecost. And you'll notice our church calendar behind me, how close we're getting to Advent. And here's our green and growing. Now, I wonder why we remember Margaret. Margaret was born in the country of Hungary, but moved to England when she was 12 years old. She lived happily in England until William the Conqueror took over the country. William did not want anyone from the family of the old kings living in the palace, so Margaret fled to Scotland when she was 22. The King of Scotland was named Malcolm. He welcomed the princess to Scotland, and 3 years later, they were married. They had 8 children. That's a lot. And Margaret was a wonderful mother. She turned the cold and grim palace into a warm and happy home. She hung bright tapestries over the stones of the palace walls. And added many beautiful books to the library. Margaret cared deeply about her religion, and in the palace there was a place for her to pray. Soon other people in the palace began to join her in her prayers, and she made sure also that the servants had time to come and pray too. She also helped the clergy in the church do their job more beautifully. Now, the clergy are the priest and the ones that help the priest. She rebuilt the monastery on the island of Iona and brought the Benedictine monks to Scotland. She built them a home at Dunfermline Abbey. Every day she opened the doors of the palace to everyone, especially the poor. And when she traveled around Scotland, she also gave money to the poor. At first, the king thought she was giving away too much money, but he trusted her and even asked her questions about how to rule Scotland. And then a great war broke out between Scotland and England. The king and one of his sons died in the battle. And in great sadness, Margaret also died. She was buried at Dunfermline Abbey. Now, we remember Margaret because she cared for her children and the people of her country for God. Now I wonder, what part of Margaret's story do you like best? And I wonder what part of the story is the most important. And I wonder what part of the story is about you and where you might be in the story. And I wonder too, if we could leave any part of the story out and still have all the story that we need. Here's the tapestry that reminds us that Margaret made the palace a beautiful place to live. And here's Dunfermline Abbey that reminds us how much Margaret loved to pray and how she gave the Benedictine monks a home there. And here are the coins that remind us that Margaret loved to help the poor of Scotland. And here is the green underlay because we remember Margaret during this green and growing time, the church year.